Talk to them.
Hello, class. Ismail Musa Adam, welcome to JC 204, Entrepreneurship and Innovation. It's a 2-credit unit course that has minimum duration of 1 semester. It's a compulsory course for all undergraduate students in the university. This course is an introductory course for studying entrepreneurship for the first time. The design and flow of the course aim at creating awareness, providing the knowledge and skills that are important to achieve or for achieving success in all human endeavors. However, the following are the course objectives. 1, to provide hands-on practical guidance to understand and discover critical aspects of entrepreneurship, develop competency, know-how, experience, attitude, and resources and network required to pursue different entrepreneurial opportunities. 3, introduce you to the key requirements for starting an enterprise and expose you to many of the vital issues and immerse you in key learning experiences such that the theory of entrepreneurship, the Nigerian business environment, and the concept of management of innovation. However, intended learning outcome of the course are 1, to define the concept of entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship, to differentiate between entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship, identify entrepreneurial and intrapreneurial by their characteristics, also to appraise the theories of entrepreneurship. However, looking at the course guide, there is a breakdown of the course into different stages. There are 37 study units in the course divided into 9 modules. The modules units are presented as follows. In the module 1, we'll be discussing about development, entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurship. Unit 1 will be discussing about or focus on overview of the definition of entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship, concept and theories of entrepreneurship, the entrepreneurship culture, brief biographical studies of prominent Nigerian entrepreneurs, barriers to entrepreneurship practice. Module 2 will discuss about the Nigerian entrepreneurial environment. This consists of the business environment in terms of the internal environment that is involved. Also to identify business opportunities and threats. Unit 3 will be focusing on strategies for exploring opportunities in the environment. Unit 4 will be discussing about approaches to addressing environmental barriers. While Module 3 will be talking about creativity and intellectual rights. Unit 1 of Module 3 will be talking about intellectual properties and its dimension. While Unit 2 will be discussing about copyright laws in Nigeria. And Unit 3, we're talking about strategies for protection of intellectual property, original ideas, concept, products, etc. Then in Module 4, we're talking about technological entrepreneurship. The Unit 1 of Module 4, we're talking about the interface between technology development and entrepreneurship. We'll also be discussing about technological environment and business. And Unit 3, we're discussing about new technologies and entrepreneurship opportunities. The Module 5 will be focusing on management and innovation. We're looking at the concepts, natures, and types of innovation. 2, Unit 2 will be focusing on innovation theories of entrepreneurship. While Unit 3 will be talking about financing, innovation, and new ventures. Then Unit 4 will be talking about change management. And Unit 5 of Module 5, we're looking at technical change and management innovation. Then Module 6, we'll be looking at family, business, and succession planning. Then Unit 1 of Module 6, we're looking at the concept of family business contents. Then Unit 2, we're looking at the cultural context of family business. Then Unit 3, we'll be looking at the roles of and relationship in family business. Then Unit 4 of the Module 6, we'll be looking at ownership transfer and succession in family business. Then in Module 7, we'll be looking at human entrepreneurship. Then Unit 1 of Module 7, we're looking at the concept of human entrepreneurship. Then Unit 2, we're looking at the role, orientation, and human entrepreneurial aspiration. Then Unit 3, we're looking at connection of human to national, socio-economic, and human development. Then Unit 4 of Module 7, we're looking at the barriers to human entrepreneurial practice. Then Module 8, we're looking at social entrepreneurship. Then Unit 1 of it, we're looking at the concept of social entrepreneurship. And Unit 2, we're looking at social entrepreneurship and values creation. Unit 3, looking at the roles of non-governmental organizations and in social entrepreneurship. Unit 4, social entrepreneurship and funding opportunities. Then Unit 5, social entrepreneurship enhancement factors. Then Module 9, we'll be looking at business opportunity evaluation. Then Unit 1 of it, we're looking at source of business opportunities in Nigeria. Unit 2, the difference between ideas and opportunity. Then the Unit 3 will be looking at scanning business opportunities in Nigeria. And Unit 4 will be looking at environmental and new idea ventures. These are the course guide, our course outline for entrepreneurship and innovation for this course. Then, looking at the course guide, you will see the various references that are attached to this course. However, there was a post yesterday that has to do with a particular question, meaning that we look at Nigeria environment as the way it looks like. There are so many successful businessmen. And why some people come up with that, there is no need for going to classroom or to acquire a particular education in entrepreneurship or to appear in the forefront of the class. It's a waste of time, but that is not actually the reason. There are debates and the content of what entrepreneurship is all about. The first thing, we need to understand the concepts of what entrepreneurship is all about. As the case may be, entrepreneurship is derived from the word entrepreneurship, which is a loan word from the French language, word entrepreneur. It was defined by an Irish economist named Richard Cartelian in 1755, who resided in France in the early 18th century. Thereafter, several authors in various fields of studies and from various nations have defined the same word to suit their situation and the field. There are different definitions cut across based on the scholar's view or perception of the environment where they belong to. That's why I also asked a particular question that there are various scholars exist, and we should look at their perception or their views on the subject matter that has to do with entrepreneurship. However, the Webster Dictionary defines an entrepreneur as one who organizes, manages, and assumes the risk of a business or enterprise. I can see Ismail Musa initially was driving, not that we meet up, because it's also taking the risk. It's a big risk. That's one of the things that has the characteristics or features of an entrepreneur up to the level where you are. More so, being with you at a particular moment, there's always a risk has to do with what we call entrepreneurship and based on ideas and innovation. And we can see at this level of interaction is another way of what we can call innovation or creativity. Initially, if you look at your year one, you are not having this kind of what we call as this method of teaching or interaction of ODA. But now you can compare yourself with your colleagues in other universities where they're online. is being operating as a method of teaching or acquiring knowledge. However, as I said earlier, the Advanced Dictionary of Current English also defines an entrepreneur as a person controlling a commercial undertaking. According to the encyclopedia, an entrepreneur is a person who has possession of an enterprise or venture, or assuming a significant accountability for the inherent risk and outcome. Whatever we do from this definition, we can see that we must be accountable for whatever we are doing. And as an entrepreneur, we also be the one to bear the risk and the outcome of whatever we venture on or we invest on. Irrespective of the definition or the nature of business, it has been generally observed that this set of business owners, managers, possesses some exceptional characteristics which differentiate them from an average businessman or woman. Just like what I said earlier, that there was a question I posed yesterday. We have something that there are so many successful businessmen in the world or entrepreneurs in the world who have not been to the school, but they are successful. Then studying entrepreneurship is a waste of time. It is not a waste of time. It's not about acquiring knowledge, ideas, and skills in order to move or develop our business ventures. Because entrepreneurship is something like start as a small, just like a startup. Then we develop it to the large business which we are expecting to move to that level. However, these characteristics are really highlighted as one, an opportunity identifiers and a seeker of maximizer. Two, a calculated risk taker in terms of financial risk, career, and personnel, etc. A goal achievement getter in spite of all the odds. I'm very sure maybe you are coming from your meeting or from your business or from office of work before you get to this level of acquiring the knowledge. Then another characteristic, an organizer of resources, including men, materials, labor, etc. That is why the famous economists like Adam Smith, who actually identified the 4 factors of the labor, or factors of production, which is land labor, capital labor. They are the ones who actually develop more or discuss more on what we call entrepreneurship today, which we now study as a field of endeavor. Another characteristic of entrepreneurship is what we can refer to as a good team player. As an entrepreneurship, must be a good team player. Must be able to organize a team and work with a team with different ideas, which you now metamorphose into yours. Then another characteristic of an entrepreneur is a well-composed and focused visionary, that you must have a vision and mission that you want to actualize. Another characteristic is what we call a motivator of others in achieving a result. There must be somebody who must be able to gear you up in achieving your set goals or objectives. At the end of it, you achieve that particular result or target goal which you have set for yourself. And the other one is what we call an innovator, which is the other aspect of the course. Because there must be what we call invention. There must be an ideas that must come from you in developing a particular product or skills of endeavor that other people will benefit from. Then the last one is what we can refer to, which is one of the characteristics what we can refer to as incubator of novels of ideas. That is the one that is endure, a critical evaluator of situation, issues, or circumstance, learns from others and own mistakes, and result and profit oriented. These are the characteristics of what we can refer to as entrepreneurship, business owners. However, the concept of entrepreneurship is to gain so much ground as a powerful agent for job creation. And this has been the emphasis of why this particular course was made compulsory for all the students of knowledge in the university nowadays. Because we don't want our graduates leaving or after graduation looking for, I'm searching for a particular job, a particular job. To some extent, we are moved from that edge because the employer of labor is getting tired of recruitment. So we need to consider what ideas or skills we have to develop, also to be what we call create employment for others people, also to mentor people on what to do at the right time and have income upon it. However, SCOPE 2006 observed that entrepreneurship is an innovative approach to integrating youth in some countries into the labor's market. Focus is currently zeroed on the contribution of entrepreneurs in the economic growth of several nations, including the advanced nations. However, it is pertinent to highlight some of the ways, very prominent features of entrepreneurship. Now I want to discuss about features of what we call entrepreneurship. And there are 7 in number. Number 1, entrepreneurship traits occurs naturally or can be developed. One of the features or attributes of an entrepreneur is that there's a trait or naturality that can be developed on business, enterprise, or venture on. The second features, it is an innovative approach to running a business, be it small or large. Number 3, it's an important for both newly conceived and old businesses. Then number 4, it entails dynamism and growth. Number 5, it is a driven opportunity rather than resources, which is need or market driven. It also, final one of the features of entrepreneurship is involves taking risks which are calculated and bearable and will involve evaluation of each situation, risk factors, envisage strategies to manage or minimize them. Those are the features or prominent features of what we call entrepreneurship. However, the concept of entrepreneurship is fast becoming a great important phenomenon in the world, being embraced by developed or developing nations alike. These are as follows. 1, entrepreneurship development is strongly influenced by environmental factors, amongst others. Number 2, motive behind entrepreneurship is achievement rather than wealth or position of power. Let me repeat myself again. Motive, each one of the concepts or prominent features of entrepreneurship is motive behind entrepreneurship is achievement rather than wealth or position of power. And number 3, it develops peoples who learn to use others to achieve results through cooperating, mobilizing, organizing, maintaining, and motivating teams. Let me repeat again. When we are talking about entrepreneurship, in the way of mentorship, we are actually talking about a way where people will learn a particular skills, ideas, and use others to achieve results. That's why when we are talking about the importance or characteristics, we talk about an achiever or team builder. You must have a team that will work with you that have the same vision or mission of the set goals that you want to achieve. So, to achieve results through what? Through cooperating. Because in your team, if there are people who are not cooperating with you, there will be chaos, there will be problem. There's need for cooperation. There will also be need for you to mobilize and organizing, maintain, and motivating them. Both main materials that in achieving your sales goals. Then the final one is entrepreneurship is a lifetime process, therefore requiring training and retrain The process essentially involves identification of recognition of trend or need, development of a concept, assessment of resources to be required in terms of availability, price, sources, etc. Preparation of a business plan, sources of fund, establishment and management goals. These are the concepts all about entrepreneurship. However, understanding the concepts of entrepreneurship will be the focus for today. While in the next lecture, we'll look at the opposite, the other side, which we call intrapreneurship of entrepreneurship. But today, looking at understanding the concepts or the meaning or the terms or the terminology of what entrepreneurship is very, very important. That was it that in my post of yesterday, I said that studying of entrepreneurship is a waste of time, because there are so many successful businesses who have not been to school to study the field of entrepreneurship. And as we should elucidate, you cannot be able to define somebody who just enter a particular business and drop out from one other, who is a jack of all trades, or which you can refer to as a trader. There are between trader, business person, and entrepreneurship. Also, in business, you can say that the business person also takes risk, but to what level? There must be what we call a continuity or gradual process of what you want to move from the small, medium to the large. Just like example of those who can lay an example on of today, like Dangote in Nigeria, Macadamia too in Nigeria in telecommunication. They start from a particular method or scratch or from the beginning and get to the extent where they are today. So understanding the concepts will let us know of what the course entails, and also to compare ourselves with somebody who studied the course as a field of study and somebody who find out as a trait, which was one of the concepts you can inherit, maybe or as a family business. Dangote and Adeligat is almost less like a family business in Nigeria too, because you see most of their children or family, they are board of directors. Can also be a trait value that